What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome. Good morning, good night. Welcome from wherever you're tuning in. Go ahead and smash that like button for me real quick. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and a potential bull trap. So we want to go ahead and talk about this. I wasn't going to go ahead and talk about this today. You know how a lot of you have noticed that I mentioned yesterday actually. I've been quite sick since Wednesday. So Wednesday night just got really sick, and ever since that honestly gets worse over time. But yesterday I did push through on that live stream, and today I was gonna go ahead and take a day and rest. But you know what? We're here today, right? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about a quick update. I don't know how long we're gonna go, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. It just really depends on how I'm really feeling, because honestly I'm not feeling too well. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and make this video because I don't want any of you to go ahead and get trapped with what is potentially coming right now. I feel like the narrative hasn't changed over on the market. Yes, we are seeing some pumps in Bitcoin, and we're seeing all this movement and all that, but at the end of the day, the narrative has not changed. Nothing has really changed. It's still the same thing, different day, the only difference. And I think we're reaching some very critical areas on Bitcoin and the DXY that actually did place a short on MEXC, so definitely support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. Currently giving all the way up to 9,100 in sign-up bonuses. You do need to go ahead and follow these, these programs, deposit bonus programs, to go ahead and see how you can go ahead and get that 9,100. But definitely go ahead and support the channel, smash that like button. No KYC required. Literally takes less than 3 seconds to go ahead and create an account. And like I mentioned, if you already have a MEXC account, create another one, support the channel. Definitely does help. And like I've always mentioned, it's always good to go ahead and diversify yourself in these markets. Thank you, Happy. Thank you. It's very important to go ahead and diversify in these markets and have multiple exchanges, whether it's centralized or decentralized exchanges, open during this time of the market, especially during a very volatile time in the market, right? So give me about 1 second. Let me go ahead and post my link on my live. Alrighty, there you go. So it looks like we are officially live. Let me go ahead and pull it out on my tablets just to go ahead and double check. Yep, looks like we are officially live. Awesome possum. Alrighty, and excuse my mess in the background. Currently getting the whole entire setup fixed again. Ended up pulling out the panels because we're falling apart. I'm sure a lot of you probably have seen that on Andy's channel when my whole entire panels were falling apart. But yeah, the tape that I had, or the kind of adhesive glue that I had, was pretty shitty. So right now I just got some new panels, got additional panels to go ahead and fix on the audio. This does definitely help with cancellation of the audio. So right now we're just going to go ahead and do that. So excuse the mess in the background. All of this is being fixed right now, so expect some difference coming in the next week with the channel as well. But yeah, pretty much right now I'm just waiting to see if anybody else hops in right now. It's kind of random time that I'm starting the stream, so I don't expect that many people to go ahead and jump in today, especially on a Friday. But I do appreciate all of you that do watch my content, really do. Okay, so regardless of the fact, we're going to go ahead and start talking about some very critical areas. In the meantime, this is pre-recorded, so a lot of you will be able to go ahead and watch this multiple times. But if you do watch my content pre-recorded, I would really suggest all of you to go ahead and tune in on the live streams. Currently going live Monday through Friday and Sundays, usually around, it could be anywhere between 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time all the way up to 1 p.m. So it just really depends right now. Time has been all over the place, especially right now since I am sick, and the fact that it's really just pretty much whenever I'm feeling a little bit better. And I also do want to go ahead and mention, I really do appreciate a lot of you that are subscribed to the channel, that do watch my content. About 67% of you are subscribed, watch my content, but still there is about 33% of you that just stalk me and watch my channel and, you know, don't subscribe to me. So definitely go ahead and support the channel by smashing that subscribe button for me. But we're going to go ahead and start off with Bitcoin, right? Because that's really what it's all about. We're talking about Bitcoin, what is going to be going on with Bitcoin. I've actually placed a short, you know, and I'm going to go ahead and show you where my short is at right now. I still haven't been filled in, and it looks like I might not get filled in either. Now that I'm actually looking at the chart on Bitcoin. Okay, so, okay, awesome. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the 4 hourly, see what's going on. I don't really know what causes massive pump. I'm possibly assuming probably shorts getting liquidated. That's usually what happens when it comes to these kind of like big little movements, and they are quite big, even though it's not that much. It was like what kind of percent? It was like a 3% pump, but for Bitcoin that's a lot, you know what I mean? Like 3% pump, it's like a lot of money to be lost at a 3% or a 10% pump. So, you know, 20% pump on Bitcoin, a lot of people are making or losing a lot of money, right, at those levels. But right now it was like a quite little 3% pump, but I did see this in the market yesterday, and I was like, you know what's going on? And I quickly checked the DXY to see if anything has really changed, and it hasn't, guys. Remember that it has not changed. The narrative has not changed whatsoever. We are still looking at the very similar things that we once been talking about, and we continue to talk about. So now moving forward is where can we really go ahead and push, right? So looking at the 4 hourly, we do see that volatility that came in. Like I said, more than likely being shorts getting liquidated. I could almost like 100% guarantee that that was the case. And it looks like a lot of people actually did enter a short at 26,410. I was actually believing that, you know, Bitcoin could potentially hit these levels of a 26.84, like around this area. I actually placed a short right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull my shorts right now. Obviously they haven't been filled. I'm patiently waiting for them to get filled, and looking at the market right now, it looks like it might not be filled. It looks like I might just go ahead and miss out on this. Let's go ahead and check that right now. I'm just seeing why I have more money in my account, but I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? I'm just like, why do I have more money in my account? But it is what it is. I guess today's my lucky day. Looks like I have an extra 50 bucks in my account, so it's pretty cool. So we're gonna look at Bitcoin right now. You're gonna look at my positions that I have open right now, right? P&L, is it on the P&L? No. Where is it at, dude? I'm trying to pull out my position that I have right now. It's going to be Bitcoin, so bear with me. Look at my two orders that I have open right now. They obviously still haven't filled. They haven't been filled, but I have two at 26,650 and 26,670 with a stop loss at 26,685. I think I should probably move it a little bit higher. So that is a pretty tight stop loss, honestly. So I should probably go ahead and push that a little bit higher. But look at this. I'm using 11x leverage. Not sure if you can really see that, but you do see my shorts on there right now. I didn't put in that much money. It's about 500 bucks, 600 bucks. Obviously putting in only about 50 bucks on each position. So I am actually going short right now. I'm waiting patiently to go ahead and wait for these orders to fill in, which honestly, looking at how the market's moving, there could be a possibility that my shorts might not get filled in whatsoever. And I'm only using 11x because I feel 11x is like a reasonable amount of leverage to go ahead and short. But I do believe that there could be a possibility that what is currently going on in the market is there will be a bull trap, and I think that's what they're getting ready to go ahead and do. And that's probably the reason why I've also, because I did figure my buy-in for putting a short was actually going to be around these levels of the 26 410, but I also thought about liquidation. I'm like if the price goes up to 2610, there could be a possibility that this could be a fake out, bringing in all the bulls into this whole entire fake out, and then some of them are going to go ahead and get liquidated, pushing the price up to the levels of 26,845 around that time frame. So around 26,644 and 26,890 to be exact. I think these are the two areas that we could potentially go ahead and see Bitcoin touch. And if it does touch, I do believe that we will go ahead and dump back down, and we might consolidate. Who knows? We might go ahead and go back up, but we could also be potentially forming a head and shoulders pattern on the 4 hourly, and then going down lower to the 25,000. And all of you know how strong usually head and shoulder patterns are when it comes to these markets. Head and shoulders usually always happen. So I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and fall below 24,000 Bitcoin right here. I think that's very, very doable. It's still very healthy, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. So I do think that a lot of bulls are probably going to go ahead and think that this market's going to pump. It doesn't mean that it won't pump. I do see this market pumping back up, and even potentially could even hit the 27,650 before getting rejected. So I might actually have to go ahead and move my shorts. I don't know. Honestly, I do think that if we do go ahead and continue to get this volume that we're having, plus the fact that people really do believe that this is a rally, there's a possibility that Bitcoin could go ahead and actually touch the $27,000 area. And that was actually what I was thinking about last couple of days ago. I was looking into placing a short on Bitcoin at around this level right here, and I missed out because I wasn't able to transfer money from my account to the other one. So this is the reason why I always suggest it's very important to have monies in different areas, different wallets, different exchanges, because when opportunities present themselves and you're not ready, and you're not ready to pivot because you're having wallet issues, you're kind of missing out on a lot of market gains, right? Because I was looking to go ahead and place a short right here, and I ended up not being able to transfer money. So I literally lost. I pretty much lost this opportunity of shorting it down to about potentially, let's say, 5%. With leverage trading, that would be a pretty good return, right? So right now, if we do go ahead and zoom out, we could go ahead and still see that we have been still struggling to go ahead and even get above it. So there's even a high probability that we could go ahead and even go towards the levels that we're talking about, which is 26,745. So I do believe that Bitcoin will be pumping around those levels. And in my opinion, I think that it's going to be like a bull trap. It's going to trap a lot of people thinking that we are back in a rally. But honestly, the narrative hasn't changed. Nothing has really changed. And I know I'm repetitive, but there's nothing that has changed. Like, tell me something in the market that is telling you the reason why you should be going long, besides shorts getting liquidated. You know, like, tell me another reason why we should go long during these levels. And we actually go ahead and zoom out onto the weekly. We're at a very critical area of support as well. And in my opinion, I think this looks like a massive head and shoulders pattern as well. Look at that. So there's a possibility that we could go ahead and drop down to $21,000 Bitcoin, and I think that's very, very doable. If it does drop to $21,000 Bitcoin, I'd be going long in this market around this time right here. I don't think it will drop below 21,000, like 18,000. I think it's possible, but I don't think that would happen. I think what's going to happen is that if this is a head and shoulders pattern forming on the weekly, we are more than likely going to go ahead and find that next area of support that could be between the 21,000 or even potentially the 24,000. So we really don't know, right? It's really one of these two areas that you definitely want to go ahead and be longing. But once we do go ahead and hit those areas, then we're going to go ahead and bounce back, hopefully breaking those areas of resistance that we've been struggling, and then climbing our way all the way to the top. So I really do believe that Bitcoin potentially could go ahead and hit, $40,000 in the short term. But it doesn't mean that we will be exactly bullish, right? Because this is a very strong area of resistance that we're currently looking at. And in order for us to go ahead and push and get that momentum, like I just said, we need momentum in order to go ahead and get to these levels. So if we could go ahead and even dump down to the 24,000, let's say, or 21,000, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people buying in at these levels, because they'll definitely like to go ahead and buy some Bitcoin before this massive this massive trend to the upside. And even then, if we do drop to those levels of 21,000, let's say 24,000, we are still actually very, very bullish. So short term, I'm quite bearish. Longer to mid term, I'm pretty bullish. But even once we do go ahead and touch the areas of the $40,000, more than likely, I'm going to go ahead and say that we are going to go ahead and get rejected, potentially probably back to $27,000 or even around the $30,000 area before we consolidate for a while and then trend back up, or we just dump. You know what I mean? And that's what I think it's very, very doable. So I think this is a pretty good time to go ahead and long and short this market. Obviously, a lot of volatility is being in hand right now, but I think these are the times that you can either make a lot of money or you can lose a lot of money. So I would really suggest all of you to be very, very cautious with how the market structure is currently moving right now at the moment. Like I mentioned, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, right? It just really depends on the way you look at the markets and what you expect. But I do believe that we will go ahead and be pumping short term, and then we might go ahead and dump it. I think that will be the bear trap or the bull trap for the bull. So be very, very careful with what is going on. Like I said, nothing has changed. Let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY, because that's really what we need to really focus on right now. It's a DXY. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what is going on with the DXY. And go ahead and comment down below any other projects you want me to go ahead and talk about today. Today is like more of a whole overall market update and Bitcoin update. So if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me. And comment down below if there's anything you want me to go ahead and talk about specifically. So we've been talking about the DXY for quite a while, right? We were expecting that if the DXY was to go ahead and go down towards these levels of the 95 to 85, then we're going to be in a quite really bullish market, right? So right now we're currently looking at where we're going to go ahead and hit those levels. So the last couple of days, couple of weeks, we've literally talked about this since the last FOMC meeting. We actually saw the DXY dump from 103 all the way down as low as 100, right? Then we ended up finding that support and pushing back up. So one thing that I've noticed with what the DXY always does is that it always pumps for a few days, retraces for like 1 or 2 days, and then it pumps. So it always has this staircase effect, right? And a lot of people were being quite bullish right here around this time, and a lot of people were longing their positions. And I told a lot of you, I said, be very cautious, because right now we're at a very critical area of support. And the question is, will we be able to go ahead and hold it, right? Because right here, this was once an area of resistance, and we actually broke through it slightly, and we ended up falling down behind it. And then right here as well, we ended up breaking through that area of resistance. So we could go ahead and say safely that that has been a very strong area of resistance. But unfortunately, like I said, what I've noticed with the DXY is that it always does this. It always literally pushes to the upside for the next couple days, coming hours, whatever the case is, and then you see this dump, and then you see it following it with a dump. For example, right here, you see it go down for 2 days. Usually Bitcoin goes up for 2 days, and then it dumps, and then people get liquidated even harder. Then you have the same repeating pattern over and over and over again, like literally 2 days, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day pump, 1 day pump. It's like a massive pump and dump, and that's what is going on right now with the DXY. And we were right here at the DXY at the 104, and I mentioned be very cautious. This was back around August 25th. I see be very cautious. I know a lot of you were longing this market, and I said be very cautious because shorting this market, because I said there's a possibility that we could go ahead and get liquidated because the DXY is at a critical area of resistance. And usually what happens is that we follow by a couple of days of the DXY going down, and then following with the DXY going up. And that's exactly what happened. We had that happen with the DXY, and then we bounced from the area to the support to that upside. And ever since then, I really do believe, in my opinion, moving forward, I did mention that as long as we go ahead and continue to break this pretty strongly, the 104 level, because this was a very strong area of resistance, we are more than likely have a higher probability now that we will go ahead and surpass that 105 to the 105.85 leading all the way up to the 106.7, and that's exactly what has been happening, right? So right now a lot of people are probably thinking that the DXY is going to go ahead and fall down below, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. You know, I want you to be very cautious with what could potentially be coming in, literally in the short term. So be very, very careful with potentially what we could be seeing coming right now, because if you go ahead and take a look at the DXY right now at the moment, we have topped off so far the 105.155, and I told you that if we were to break above the 104 and we were to go ahead and break above that, even if we do see some downtrend on the DXY, be extra cautious, because we are more than likely going to go ahead and bounce back up, making new all-time highs with the DXY, and I'm pretty positive that's what's going to happen, right? As long as we go ahead and hold this area of support for the 104, there's a high probability we might bounce back to that bottom right there before pushing to the upside and having that staircase effect leading all the way up to 107 on the DXY. So we have broken very critical areas. If you see that right here, this was once a very strong area of resistance, and we actually broke that the last couple of days. We broke it. I think I'm extremely bearish on Bitcoin. Prove me wrong. You know, I could be wrong. This could be a whole entire fake hit on the DXY, and it could go ahead and dump. And honestly, like I said, it's not about being right? It's all about looking for the opportunities in the market and then deciding what you want to go ahead and do, whether you want to go ahead and go long, whether you want to go ahead and go short. There's money to be made both sides. If you're making money going long, there's people making money. There's people losing money when they're going short, and vice versa, right? So there's money to be made whether you're trading shitcoins or you're trading Bitcoin or whatever the case is, right? There's money to be made in these markets. It's just really about, are you going to go ahead and be the emotional trader? I've been there, and I was once the last couple weeks, right? Where you go ahead and see the clear signs of the markets, and you still tend to go ahead and ignore them because you believe that we are in a bull market. We're not. We're still in a bear market, and it hasn't changed. None of this has changed. Let me go ahead and change this song. I don't like this song. Yeah, sorry about that. So we haven't changed. The narrative has not changed on the DXY whatsoever, on the market structure whatsoever. You know, so let's be on the lookout for that. Be very, very cautious. Like I mentioned, I do believe that we will go ahead and see the DXY hit that 105.834 and then surpassing that, hitting the 106, which is actually, you know, not a good sign whatsoever. So like I mentioned, critical area right there, critical area right there, and we see that area of resistance always breaking up, causing the DXY to go ahead and go up, making new all-time highs. So I'm quite bearish on Bitcoin, quite bullish on meme coins, because I did mention that usually these times on meme coins, this is a time that meme coins usually tend to pump. So definitely be on the lookout for that. That's enough with the DXY, honestly. We're just going to be very, very cautious with what could be moving forward. Either way, like I said, there's money to be made both sides of the market, and just be very, very careful. You know, that's all it's all about. There's going to be a lot of volatility in this market, and you're either going to be making money on the long way or the short way. And it's up to you to go ahead and decide where you want to go ahead and be that, what you want to be in that position. Do you want to be the person getting liquidated, or do you want to be the person making profits, right? So like I said, on the daily, if we look at the daily, and this is the reason why I placed my short around this position right here. I placed it around this area right here. 26. I would say ideally like around right here. I might actually have to go ahead and put my stop loss a little bit further in. Let's see. Yeah, because usually they wick up, but I don't think it's gonna wick that high. Honestly, I think at the most it'll probably wick this much right here. Probably at the 27. Yeah, I mean, it even wick as high as the 27. See, this is the kind of thing with the market. It's very, very hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if I do go ahead and either get liquidated, or I do go ahead and miss out on this. But I'm looking to go ahead and place a position around these levels right here. I already have my short on, so it's all about getting my order filled in. And I do think potentially 27,000 could be actually coming if you actually really do go ahead and zoom out. It's not that much, 27,000. So like anywhere between 26,845 and even 26,900, I think that's very, very doable. So I might actually have to go ahead and switch up my short on that. But even then, right now, it looks like it might not even fill in. You know, there could be a possibility that my order might not fill in and I missed out already. It is what it is. You can't really time this market, you know, especially with the volatility. Like, I've been having this position open since yesterday and I haven't been filled in yet. So we're gonna go ahead and see where things go moving forward. But that's it pretty much for Bitcoin. We're gonna go ahead and see if there's anything going on with any of the meme tokens that we talked about these last couple days. We do see some bullishness in the market, but not too much. So we're gonna go ahead and I actually did ended up getting a SafePal, so that's pretty cool. I just ordered this like the last couple of days ago. You know how I've been mentioning you want to become your own bank, and that's what we actually have right here. So I haven't opened it. I'm actually going to go ahead and get this set up very, very soon, because right now with what is going on in the market, I think it's very, very important and it's very important to go ahead and be aware, and most importantly, be your own bank during these times of the market, right? You want to go ahead and be able to do that. Right now, loading up on some Dubby. Gonna take some. These are pretty much like BCAs. Man, I'm already done with this. Look at that. Literally just got this probably got this like less than a week ago, and I'm already almost done with it. That's how much I like it. You know, it's really, really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a scoop of this of some caffeine, just so I can go ahead and get my day going. I know, even though I'm kind of sick, I don't like feeling this way, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my daily dose of caffeine in. I'm taking it, mixing it with the Beach and Peach. Like I said, it's a really small dose of caffeine, so that's why I don't worry about taking any of this. Because I could go ahead and still like sleep good if I have to, you know, but it does also give me that boost in my brain. And right now, like, I feel like I feel pretty slow right now. But yeah, pretty much as expected. You know, it's Friday. I don't really expect that many people to tune in during on Fridays. I've noticed it's usually a hit or miss, right? Especially when it's a bad day in crypto. People just don't want to care. People want to enjoy their day. It's payday. They're spending money, you know, hopefully buying the dips on a lot of these tokens. But also remember to go ahead and have a hard wallet, right? It's really, really important. I've literally just got one just because of the issues I've been having with my MetaMask and my centralized exchanges that I have my money in. It's just like, it's a horrible problem to deal with, right? And this is when you miss out on opportunity. So we're gonna go ahead and see where the market moves moving forward. But yeah, go ahead and support the channel by using my W link down below, or type in code Pepe at checkout to go ahead and get 10% off. And as well, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. 9,100 in sign-up bonuses. You do need to go ahead and follow these rules to go ahead and obtain them. But like I said, no KYC. Takes less than 3 seconds to go ahead and create an account. So it looks like we're probably going to go ahead and end this now. I mean, not much has really happened in the market besides the fact that I do believe that we are entering that bull trap. Let me go ahead and see what the fear and greed looks like, because I am looking to go ahead and trade this right now. So I want to go ahead and see what I should go ahead and do. So it looks like right now we are currently in fear, and it does update in about 5 hours. So we're going to go ahead and see. Possibly we might go ahead and go into neutral. I wouldn't be surprised. And then looking at crypto bubbles, yeah, pretty much everything's down across the board. Nothing much. Like I mentioned, I think this is time to go ahead and buy the dips on altcoins, but even then, I do believe some of them will go ahead and dump about 60 to 80%. Let's go ahead and see what coin market cap is at. I want to go ahead and see what Bitcoin. I did buy a little bit of Bitcoin Cash last week. Yeah, I got it at 230. Right now it's at 191, so I might go ahead and load up on that. But yeah, I won't be going live till Sunday, so be sure to go ahead and tune in on Sunday. I will be going live with MLC token, so we're gonna go ahead and have a Twitter space. So catch me there. I'm gonna go ahead and live stream it like usual. So I'll go ahead and catch everybody on Sunday, depending on the time you're watching this, right? So I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Happy Friday. I'm sure a lot of you are. Today's probably payday, so go ahead and enjoy yourselves. Take a break. And be very cautious with what is going on in the market right now, right? Be very, very cautious. You don't need to trade everything. I've been missing out on a lot of trades these last couple days, so I want to go ahead and try to get into a position, hopefully, and if I get in, I get in. If I don't, well, then I don't. You know, it is what it is. It's part of the game. You can't win all the time, you know? So hope all of you have a wonderful Friday. This stream is quite short, but hope you enjoyed it. Take care. If you're brand new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, like, comment down below, and I'll catch